Not too long ago, this round was something you'd only hear about from hardcore FN fans or see in the hands of specialized military units. But today, it's everywhere. From big names like FN, Ruger, and Smith and Wesson, to small, scrappy manufacturers you've probably never heard of. Everyone wants in on the 5.7 game. And here's the twist. It's not just hype. This cartridge offers speed, accuracy, and recoil control that's changing how shooters think about their pistols and carbines. Even companies without the budget or brand recognition of the big players are throwing their hats into the ring, fighting to carve out their place in this rapidly growing market. In this video, we're breaking down exactly why 5.7mm is exploding in popularity, what makes it different from anything else out there, and how even small gun makers are racing to be part of this takeover. Buckle up, because this is one arms race you'll want to watch. When FN Herstal first developed the 5.7 by 28mm in the late 1980s, it wasn't built for civilians, but they're the ones embracing it. The round came directly from a NATO request for a new personal defense weapon, something compact, lightweight, and capable of penetrating modern body armor where the standard 9 by 19mm simply could not. The engineers at FN answered with two weapons designed to work together, the P90 PDW and the 5.7 pistol. Both were chambered for the brand new 5.7mm cartridge, which offered a blistering muzzle velocity, a flat trajectory over extended distances, and recoil so light that rapid follow-up shots felt effortless. For years, this combination was almost exclusively the domain of special forces units, elite police teams, and military security details. Civilians, especially in the United States, viewed it as exotic and somewhat untouchable. Ammunition was expensive and scarce, often only available in specialty shops or online in small quantities. Myths about its armor-piercing nature also created confusion about legality, further keeping it out of mainstream shooting culture. Yet, over time, the very qualities that had made it attractive to professionals, speed, precision, and controllability, started catching the attention of civilian shooters. As ammo manufacturers introduced civilian-safe loadings and supply chains improved, the barrier to entry began to crumble. Today, what was once labeled military only is increasingly seen in the hands of home defenders, competition shooters, and enthusiasts simply looking for a unique experience. The 5.7 by 28mm journey from classified military projects to everyday range bags is a testament to how performance-driven innovation can eventually win over an entirely different audience. For decades, 5.7mm was dismissed by many as too niche to grow, until suddenly it wasn't for a long stretch. If you wanted a firearm chambered in 5.7 by 28mm, your realistic option was buying directly from FN, and that came with a premium price tag. Ammunition availability was so limited that some gun stores didn't bother stocking it at all, and the ones that did often had a single dusty box sitting on the shelf. Shooters generally saw it as an expensive novelty, fun to talk about, impractical to own. That perception began to shift in 2019, when Ruger made a bold move by introducing the Ruger 5.7. This wasn't just another FN clone, it was a purpose-built pistol that delivered solid ergonomics, excellent accuracy, and, most importantly, a price point that undercut FN's offering by a wide margin. Suddenly, the 5.7 wasn't a unicorn anymore, it was accessible. Once that door opened, other major manufacturers started to follow. By 2023, Smith Wesson had joined the fray with the M&P 5.7, bringing their own twist on the platform with a gas-operated locked breech system. Around the same time, Turkish manufacturer Tesis released the PX 5.7, targeting shooters looking for an entry-level option. Keltex ESC, known for its unconventional designs, doubled down with two very different takes: the PR 5.7, a compact pistol ideal for concealed carry, and the P50, a radical, sci-fi-looking firearm fed by 50-round FNP 90 magazines. But perhaps the most telling sign of the 5.7mm momentum wasn't just the big names getting involved. It was the influx of smaller, agile companies entering the race. These brands, often with limited marketing budgets but high engineering ambition, saw in 5.7mm a rare chance to stand out in an industry dominated by the endless 9mm variants. Their entry not only increased firearm variety but also boosted ammo production, creating a feedback loop. More guns meant more ammo demand, and more ammo availability fueled more gun sales. Today, The 5.7 by 28mm is no longer an obscure choice. Entire sections of gun shops are dedicated to it, with multiple ammo types on display. From practice loads to personal defense rounds, online communities buzz with debates about optimal barrel lengths, ballistic performance, and comparisons against 9mm and 5.56. The market has transformed so quickly that what was once a fringe experiment now feels like an established category with serious staying power. And if current trends are any indication, the 5.7mm takeover is just getting started. When most shooters think about new caliber trends, they picture big industry players leading the charge. But in the case of 5.7 by 28mm, the story is different. Some of the most interesting entries are coming from small or newer gun makers who see an opening the giants can't fully exploit. Take Diamondback Firearms, for example. Known primarily for its compact pistols and AR-style rifles, this relatively small Florida-based company made waves with the DBX 5.7, a lightweight, AR-pattern pistol chambered in 5.7mm. It's not trying to go head-to-head with FN or Ruger in volume, but instead offers a platform tailored for enthusiasts who want modularity and customization in a caliber that's still fresh in the civilian space. Then there's Laugo Arms from the Czech Republic. While not yet producing a 5.7mm firearm, Laugo's reputation for innovation, especially with their Alien pistol, mirrors the kind of forward-thinking design small companies can bring to this caliber. If they ever decide to chamber something in 5.7mm, it could easily disrupt the status quo. And of course, Palmetto State Armory PSA fits squarely into this category. With the upcoming PSA-X 5.7, they've signaled their intent to compete in a market segment still finding its shape. Despite delays in launch due to tooling changes and endurance testing, PSA's approach, delivering feature-rich firearms at aggressive price points, has already earned them a following among shooters eager for alternatives to the big-name brands. For these smaller manufacturers, the appeal of 5.7mm is simple. It's a high-performance, buzzworthy caliber with enough momentum to justify the investment, yet still young enough that there's room for fresh ideas. In a market often saturated with just another 9mm, the 5.7mm gives them a chance to stand out, innovate, and win loyal customers looking for something different. Any discussion about the 5.7 by 28mm inevitably leads to comparisons, and the two most common benchmarks are the 9 by 19mm and the 5.56 by 45mm NATO. On paper, the 5.7mm sits somewhere between them, but its real-world performance gives it a unique niche. Against the 9mm, the 5.7mm offers significantly higher muzzle velocity, often exceeding 2,000 feet per second, which results in a flatter trajectory and better energy retention at longer ranges. Recoil is lighter, making rapid follow-up shots easier and improving accuracy for shooters of all skill levels, while 9mm still wins on cost and sheer availability. The 5.7mm delivers a shooting experience that feels almost rifle-like in a handgun platform. When compared to the 5.56 NATO, the 5.7mm obviously can't match the raw energy and effective range of a full rifle cartridge. However, it provides a more compact, controllable package in firearms designed for personal defense or close quarters use. In many ways, it bridges the gap, offering better armor penetration and range than most pistol calibers, without the over-penetration risk and blast of a rifle round indoors. This balance is exactly why so many shooters are intrigued. It's not about replacing 9mm or 5.56, it's about having an option that blends the best attributes of both. And as more platforms in 5.7mm hit the market, that middle ground advantage is becoming harder to ignore. When it comes to small or mid-sized manufacturers stepping into the 5.7 by 28mm arena, Palmetto State Armory, PSA, is one of the most talked about examples right now, and for good reason. Known for delivering affordable yet feature-packed firearms, PSA has built a loyal following among shooters looking for alternatives to the bigger, more established brands. Their latest entry, the PSA-X 5.7, has been in development for some time, and while it hasn't launched yet, the buzz around it is already strong. From the most recent updates, PSA revealed that the grip frame you see on the prototype comes straight off the production mold. However, the team had to make tooling adjustments to get it just right, which contributed to delays. Right now, the frame is undergoing endurance testing, and PSA has hinted at more changes coming before final release. The brace has already cleared the production mold stage and been approved, which is a significant milestone. The magazine is next in line, with the first shots from the tooling expected within weeks, pending approval for production. Another notable change is in the lower handguard design. PSA reworked it to ensure a secure lockup for accessory mounting, while also allowing easy future swaps between M-LOK and Picatinny systems, with aluminum options for added durability. As for the big question, when will it launch? PSA has been realistic. No release before Q1 2026. They're prioritizing final tooling tweaks and thorough endurance testing before committing to a date. This slow and steady approach highlights why PSA is a great case study in the small maker category. They're not rushing to market just to catch the wave. Instead, they're aiming to deliver a product that can compete on performance and value. In a 5.7mm market filling up fast, that patience might be exactly what helps the PSA-X 5.7 stand out. The 5.7 by 28mm market isn't just trending, it's maturing. Over the next few years, expect to see more compact, EDC-friendly pistols and pistol-caliber carbines designed to make the most of its flat trajectory and low recoil. Ammunition choices will likely expand, with more defensive loads and improved availability, further lowering the barrier for new shooters to adopt the caliber. Innovation will remain a key driver. Smaller manufacturers, in particular, may experiment with hybrid platforms, unconventional magazine systems, and lightweight materials to carve out niches in an increasingly competitive field. One factor to watch is legislation. Rules on magazine capacity or ammunition types could influence how quickly the caliber spreads, especially in civilian markets. In short, the 5.7mm is shifting from a specialist's round into a serious alternative for self-defense, sport shooting, and beyond, and that evolution shows no sign of slowing. The 5.7 by 28mm rise shows how fast a niche can turn into a movement. The most exciting part? The next big leap could come from anywhere. A fresh ammo design, a wild new platform, or a small builder making waves. If you could try any 5.7mm gun tomorrow, which one would it be? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of this race.